Hey guys, good morning. Riley Foster here. I come down this morning early about 7 o'clock and got me a nice fire going in the stove. I'm going to do a video this morning on a table. One of my new customers, saw the video on YouTube about the wagon wheel table that I did. I'm going to open it just a minute. Yeah, and he really liked what he saw, and he was interested in having one done for his wife for her birthday. And what he wound up doing is bringing me this wheel by, and I thought it was off of an A model, but I was told, and I don't know for sure, but I was told it was off of a T model because A models had metal spokes. So you can take that for what it's worth. I'm not sure. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn this into a table today, and I'm also going to show you I've laid out a circle the size of that table top, or the wheel. These are some of the tools that I'm using today. This was modified from my dad's workshop. He gave that to me years ago. I think my brother Randy gave it to him, and he didn't need them anymore as he got older, so I modified a couple of his tools and I use them here. Now, I'm going to show you, I got a video the last time a guy sent me a message on my YouTube channel, and he said I really should be grinding and cleaning off all of the steel before I weld. And I told him, I said, that's what flux and shielding gas is for, but on this particular one I did clean off where I'm going to weld to it because I don't want that smoke to smoke up the side of the rim. He clear coated this really good, and he did a great job. And these spokes, they're actually just setting in there. Now that's good quality craftsmanship. When they built this thing, look at that. They built it, and they will bolt the hub obviously inside that, and there's where it would fit onto either the front or the back of the car. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to put it on pause and get it on the tripod and show you the tubing bender, the rolling machine that I did, and we're going to start from there. All right, here we go. I'm going to roll this tubing. Oh, and I've noticed the older I get, the more I find these around the shop. A place to sit down, not too bad. I was able to salvage a piece of tubing that I used on building an archway, and that's a 48-inch diameter on that tubing. It's a 24-inch radius. And I cranked this down probably about 5 or 6 cranks, and you can see I'm going to roll that through. Yeah. And stop that real close to the end. Again, this old machine, I made this before I had the machining capabilities to do it and not have the wobbly wheels and all. I'm going to reverse that. There, crank that down 3 or 4 more cranks, and what I'm doing is I'm pushing this jack against a roller in the middle, which puts pressure on the top side, and the drive rollers on the bottom are keeping it rolling and shaping that tubing. So I'm going to put that direction. And here we go. That's about 5 cranks. And again, there's no science to this. I get it down to where it's close, and then I start measuring it. And sometimes it goes too far, sometimes it doesn't go far enough, but that's the way it works. So about 5 cranks. And again, you don't want to stall the motor out or mess something up here. Now, I'm going to tell you, that's not close yet. There we go. So you get the idea of what I'm doing here. Now that's looking pretty good. Stop that. I'm going to run it back through midway and check it and see how close we are. I don't think it is. It's about 5 foot. Yeah, there's 4 foot 8.5. And that one I know is 48 inches or 4 foot. So I'm going to go ahead and run that through. And I'm getting down close. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to put it on pause because you see how this is working. And I will come back to it when we get it set up on another thing. All right, I got the bow pulled out of the machine now. Show you just how accurate this little machine can be. Now I made this thing like I did in my video. I told you I made this probably 30 years ago. And it was before I had the machining capabilities. But look at this. That is the bow that I just rolled under the one that I had. And I tell you, that is a pretty good match up. Look at that. Now you see it's just a little bit long out there, but I'm going to cut some off anyway. But around here, you can't beat that. So now what I'm going to do, put it on pause and set up my welding and go from there. All right, guys, I got this clamped down on my table. I marked 32 inches from this line to a line I put on the table. Now I don't need to cut these on any angle because I have these. They're little angle glide caps and they match up in that tubing, and that'll be my table leg foot. And then the other end gets welded to the top. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to, and again, guys, it ain't brain surgery. We're not doing something great here. Look at this thing, and I'm left-handed, but I can't write right-handed. Look at this thing, and you can see that looks like about a right angle. Yeah. So when I cut that, that'll be the part that gets welded to the top or the bottom of the table. It's not going to matter whether it is machine perfect. I want to do this. Guess what? I make money on these. I don't want to sit here for hours and hours and hours getting something so precise, and no one will ever know the difference. So cut the thing square and go from there. And remember your ear protection and safety glasses. You know, you want to be able to hear your grandkids tell you they love you. If you don't wear these, you're going to go deaf. So let me cut this right quick. Show you how nice and smooth. And now the next one, I'll place it up here, match that up to it. And again, you can cut those off. Look, I had just the right amount. That'll be a kickoff. I actually throw that away. There's one table leg. How about that? Yes, there's 2 of them. Now I'll go ahead and cut the other 2 off camera because obviously if you can't figure out I need 4. I'm gonna give you a quick view of these cuts. This is all 4 cuts. That's right, with a Milwaukee Portaband. Look at this. Now I think, just set that right there like that. Pretty good looking table legs. On the other end, not too bad. Now you see a little bit right there, but that I promise you that won't be bad. Yeah, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to line this up and find out where I want to put the brace on these legs. I'm going to tack them to the table top, flip it over, get the brace on it, weld it out, and we've got a table frame built in probably, well, maybe an hour. And these jobs pay good. So, and again, guys, that's what I do. I'm not going to sit here and do brain surgery and machine cut all this and take all of that time and hours and not make money. So I love my work, but guess what? I need to eat. So here we go. I'll get back to you shortly. Hey guys, another quick tip on what I'm using as far as what I'm working with. I bought this welder, I guess 15 years ago, and it's a ProMig 135 by Lincoln. It runs off of 110. I can get 90 amps out of this, and it melts steel, or it welds steel very good. And I use a CO2. Now people will say, oh, you should use argon CO2 mix, but I'm telling you, I have used this for decades. Straight CO2 that you pump out of Diet Coke or Pepsi machine. It works great as a shielding gas. And number two, if you do not start out straight, level, square, and plumb, you're not going to end up that way. Get you a good work surface that this will, when I pull a plumb line on this table leg, I know it's going to be plumb because I've got a flat, square surface to work off of. You can't end up square, level, and plumb if you don't start out that way. So I'm going to put it on pause here and get to welding. Hold on. All right, we're back. I'm going to try to get this video wrapped up. And again, you're looking at, I want to do something like that. But what I got to do is I got to plumb this up. Again, it's going to be difficult showing you all this because I'm kind of like chef, cook, and bottle wash here. So I'm going to get that close. I'm going to reach over and tack it. Yep. Let's check this right quick. Alright, so I need to pull that out just a little bit, and that's okay. So I'm going to go with the next one. Just like that. Yep. And that looks like it's way out, so I can fix that by doing this. Open up, yes. Open there and there. Look at that. That's not bad. I can tack that. Just like that, and I'm trying to be able to let you guys see what I'm doing, but again, when you don't have someone running a camera and you're trying to do it yourself, this is what you get, whatever it is you get. So I normally wouldn't put that in there like that, but that's just the way it worked out. I'm going to try to get that, oops, excuse me, reach up here, get that. This is where you need about 3 more hands. Okay. Now see, we've got a problem here because that rim is not set center. So what I'm going to have to do is looks like I'm going to have to trim a little bit of this tubing off. I believe the other side might be okay. So I'm going to reach over here and try to get that side over there right quick. Let's see if it'll come out straight or plumb, excuse me. And it does. I can work with that. So I'm going to go ahead and tack this on. And again, I got marks here on the rim. And I think what's going to happen is I'll have to get that set, but I'm going to notch that piece of tubing to fit better. That's okay. I'm going to hold that square or plumb while I tack this. Just like that. Love that little welder. That's running off of 23 thousandths wire, so really small wire. Plumb these up anytime. So again, this rim, I know you probably can't see it, but it's higher here than it is over here. And instead of me adjusting the rim, what I'm going to do is I'm going to adjust my tubing. So I'll come back in just a second. All right, guys, what I've done off camera, just so that it don't eat up any more time and bore you to death, and I'll show you in just a minute. I got it clamped up at the top, but what I'm going to do is a couple of welds on these legs. Let's see if I can get that without covering up. There we go. Now that is a little wire welder run off of 110, 90 amps with 023 wire, and yes, CO2 for shielding gas. Now I'm going to set it up here and do one more. Actually, I'll just do this one-handed, and I'll hold that right like that. Now, again, that's just one-handed. I do this to make a living. I don't have to make it beautiful, and it doesn't get sanded off. As you know, I don't like to grind or weld. So these are the braces I was telling you about. I just got those holding the legs straight, square, level, and plumb, so that when I flip it over and put that middle brace in there, it'll be finished up and I can weld it out. And again, I've not got much time in this at all, and it is going to be a beautiful bar table. So hold on just a minute and I'll get back to you. All right, I got the braces in. Just running some welds here. Some of these welds, if I can use the caulk gun. And I'll show them to you when I get to that point. Guys, I'm going to show you a couple of these welds. Put that up there, get that off. And check these out now. They are really nice welds. And you may say, well, that table is teeter, but it won't be. What I'll do is I will remove just enough. See how that moves right there? Just enough off of these down here at the bottom, and I'll cut them square. So when I put my plastic angle glide caps on there, they'll work out really nice. Look at this. And again, that is with straight CO2 shielding gas. No argon and all that expensive stuff. So, and there's a couple of welds on top. I'll take care of that one over there. So what we got here is a beautiful table. I'm going to pause it one more time. I'll set it out on the floor so we can take a look at the top. I don't have the glass top. The guy's going to provide that. And hold on one second. All right, check this out. Isn't that going to be beautiful? He's going to put a glass top on it. Love that wheel. Hopefully I'll get a couple more of these jobs. This job took me about an hour. And he's going to be very pleased with it. They can set under that, or set a chair under that, put a glass top on it, and have a nice cool drink out in the sunshine. So, hey guys, let me know what you think about the wagon, or excuse me, not the wagon wheel table. This is a Model T wheel. And if you would, like, share, comment, and let me know what you think. So don't forget to subscribe and hit that bell. Thanks.